Howdy, howdy indeed. Welcome. It's Friday. It's not time for Slay the Spire. That should start up again next week, I think. But this week, we're going to get in some more Avatar The Last Airbender drafting. On Tuesday, we did some Jumpstart, which was a lot of fun seeing the different designs in there. Uh, but we're going to head back into the actual draft format, which has just been really fun. A lot of variety on opponents. We've been seeing a lot of viable things across the board. Uh, your more common elements of like spell slinging or more like control strategies, but then also the like land animations done some work. Uh, the water bending is so powerful. Anyway, let's see what we're gonna be doing today. That's kind of the. But yeah, next week we'll be back to slaying the Spire on Fridays, and Mondays are still the normal Magic day. After moving off of Tuesday for Trails on Tuesday, alliteration has become the the way in here. So, all right, I think this is the one we want. That's the yes. There we are. All right. What am I after today? Pile of clues? Maybe a pile of clues. There's a lot of payoff in pile of clues. Clues, cheap spells, keep going. Alright. Cactuar is visiting new lands. I love getting to explore with our Cactuar buddy. What are we starting with? Secret Tunnel! Secret Tunnel! There's some more verses there, I kind of forgot though. Let's, this is a fun place to start. This is a land with can't be blocked, so any sort of earthbending you do gets you an unblockable body. And if you have two creatures that share a type, you have to have two, you can get double unblockable. The most common you'll have is ally on a lot of odds and ends, but also there are some other, human on these, some of our odd double wits. This lets us, the one thing this says is we're probably not going to be in green-white because passing White Lotus reinforcements. Secret Tunnel is from the Cave of Two Lovers. Earth Kingdom Jailer is a really great place to start. Anthony Gottschalk, thank you very much for the sub. That's why it gives two creatures unblockable. Alright, Earth Kingdom Jailer, Firebending Lesson, Epic Downfall, Accumulate Wisdom. This land can't be blocked is so funny. It is. It's very powerful too. Earth Kingdom Jailer is very good. I know he passed off a green-white card, but that doesn't make white unpickable. Firebending Lesson is the other big notable one here. This is a shock that becomes a 5 that only hits creatures on the kick. Lesson being meaningful. But this can exile anything, basically. And I kind of like starting with that sort of removal. Epic Downfall, Accumulated Wisdom, Raucous Audience? Raucous. Kind of want to make some earthbending colors to make this work. Okay. So Avatar State here is a really cool trick. It doesn't give any power toughness boosts, but it gives every keyword you could ever want. Flying, First Strike, Lifelink, Hexproof. It doesn't make you unbeatable, which I think is, like, important for this card to do if it's going to be, like, a card that puts you in the Avatar State. You know, you cast this and Azula can Lightning Bolt you to just get you the hell out. However, I think the card is also a powerful, it's a 1 cost, like, lesson as well. lessons are pretty meaningful. We have a lot of cards like Piandao who tutor them in ways. Piandao's also a reasonable pickup here. If we want to pick up a thing that goes with earthbending, I like red or green, like basically anything but blue on the pair works. There's Ice Cruelty, Jet, The Lost Days, Sandbender's Storm. This is a pretty cool one. It's a little expensive, but it's flexible. Jet is also a little expensive. But Jet is kind of an FTK on coming in. When Jet comes in, you deal damage creature equal number creatures you control to a creature. Like a little expensive, but like that might be interesting. That might be fun. Yeah, I'm kind of liking the white we have here going. Love it on the go wide. That's the third Ozai's Cruelty I think we passed up. Tylee, Artful Acrobat. Yep, Mongoose Lizard. Kind of like Tylee. This would be an interesting way to go, is make the red happen here. Give us this. There's a couple earthbending bits in red and one or two in white. Yip isn't. Tylee works well with fire bending as well. Ooh, okay, hold on. That, with as white we're already starting, this is a pretty powerful spell. 5 mana counts planes. Obviously, we don't need to be mono white for this to be like playable. I think this card's fine at like 3 or 4. The Scry 2 does a ton for it, and the go wide works very well with, you know, Jet and a couple other cards to pay it off, like Wandering Musicians. This gives me a direction that seems interesting. Zhao and Earth Kingdom Protectors. The Kingdom Protectors is a fine 1-drop. This is also, like, fine, too. Is Zhao more important than just having, like, pretending Pox Bearers? There are ways to recur that, yes. I'm a believer in the Pox Bearers as, like, sticky board. Cunning Maneuver, Tiger Sea. This is a playable card you'll see in Constructed. There's, like, looting decks in red blue that can play this, but not in limited. Cunning Maneuver is playable. I'm probably going to pick up the North Pole Gates as a hedge over this. It doesn't look like red is super where we can be. I'd rather take that in case we see different colors open. Ozai's Cruelty. Farm Animals is like, okay, I would be fine playing a copy of this. This is Unblockable Body. Twin Blades, another Cunning Maneuver. Twin Blades is, it's trying to look like an Ember Cleave. It's not. It doesn't give the trample off. Take it and put it in the side, though. Yep. Sandbender Storm. Vindictive Warden. I'm okay with, I think, one copy of... Okay, nobody's valuing Ozai's Cruelty. That's fine. I think the card's, like, okay. Alright. A lot of white. We're able to pivot to a second color based on what we open in Pack 2 pretty easily, and I think we have, like, reasonably powerful stuff to start here. Okay, that's a bit of a pivot. I don't know that I can... I'm not certain I can pivot that. That's throwing away the entirety of Pack 1. Other things we could do, Kyoshi Warriors are multiple bodies in white. We would have to throw away everything. It's too color intensive. Fire Nation attacks is something we can do if we have the red splash. This is actually pretty fine. If red is our secondary color that's light, that's actually pretty interesting. Is that better than Kyoshi Warriors? Maybe, maybe not. But I think Freedom Top Fighters. I think this is far top enough. Okay, hello. Here's a payoff. Aang and Razor Rings and a Lightning Strike. The card named Lightning Strike. Aang's incredible. Airbending on anything is super powerful. You bounce it and it costs 2 to replay for any card. That could be your own if you want to like reset Jet, for instance, would be a really good reason you'd want to hit your own. But it also could be like Mana War on your opponent. Non-land on this means that you can't hit a Earthbent land and just make it dead. Or I guess it would come back in. It would be dead in the creature would be gone. I'm gonna pick up the firebending lesson. Let's get the I'm gonna get like a 10-7 Boros going. I think that's what this is gonna look like with Secret Tunnel. Firebending lesson's great. Avatar Enthusiast gets the job done, especially with with Gather the White Lotus. If there wasn't a fine removal spell, this would probably be the pick. Vindictive Warden is an endgame piece. This is a card I'd be fine having one of as like a mana sink on a long game. What do you do? Oh! This is what fixing looked like back in Invasion. This is what you played. This was played in constructed decks in Invasion Odyssey era. Because your only other option it was like a pain land. God damn. 3 damage to yourself. Comes in untapped. It's so good. None of these really speak to me. Probably gonna pick up the Sandbender Storm because that has a little bit more weight with the Secret Tunnel. Sold out. I don't believe in Vengeful Villagers. I've kind of said that before. I think the card only works in the... Okay, White Lotus 2. That's interesting. Especially I wish I could get some Avatar Enthusiasts to go with this. This makes me want to go like 10-6, like make sure we can gather the White Lotus for a high amount. If we can find a couple like go-wide payoffs, either Let's Start a Riot or like How to Start a Riot or a Wandering Bard, that makes these look really good. Katara, hi, how you doing? Razor Rings, sure. Razor Rings here is what I would call completely fine. This probably more so. 4 damage is a lot. Don't have a lot of bodies yet. We kind of need some more of those. Zuko, you doing okay? Zuko is one of our red pieces. Earth Kingdom Protectors also comes down early and can like protect Jailer. Do I care about that more than I care about Zuko? Administrator, whatever, you're fine. Yeah, I actually do. I kind of feel like the white needs to be here. Oh, damn. Sweet. Pandao... I think this rounds out our top end with this. Pandao grabbing a lot of allies and the lesson sounds good. Hello? You sure about that? Okay. Well, I know what's not being played at the table. I will put that over here in case of something very weird happening. That very weird happening being like Aang. End of book 1 Aang showing up. Alright, I need to fix up the curve. This doesn't fit what I want for like a deck like this for creatures down here. I want 1s and 2s and 3s. I want creatures down at the bottom. I want Fire Sage, I want Compassionate Healer, I want Water Tribe, Scouts, the one that can top 5, or top 4? It looks for a 3 power off the top for Wanderbending 5. I want... That's too blue. If that was too white, I'd play it. Sucks, because Katara is really powerful. Qatar is a mirror entity, waterbending for plus just all creatures you control are XX. We're 3 colors out for Iroh. That's not happening. Probably fine picking up Kyoshi Warriors. Again, we were looking for early drops. Qatar doesn't fit that. Kyoshi Warriors also doesn't fit that greatly, but... Okay, Sokka, though, is that good? Huh. I'm willing to try, because my other pick here would be like Wandering Musicians, which is a fine card, but like... Yeah. We'll see what we can do. Earth Kingdom Jailer the second? Alright. Oh, Sunblessed Peak. Oh well. We're going to be relying on a lot of basics anyway. This is a much more controlling deck than you would expect out of Boros, but that is what this is coming into, is a weird controlling deck out of Boros. I probably actually want to pick a copy of Aang's Journey now that I've committed to a third color. We have a lot of spells. Makes Sokka very powerful. Razor Rings is the other thing in here. Let's go ahead and grab a little bit of fixing to fix this up. Solstice Revelation, Cat Owl. None of these are huge. Solstice Revelations ain't gonna work in our deck. This counts Mountains. Fire Nation Cadets is a little too heavy on the red. Probably just the Cat Owl is like playable. Zuko's Exile is also like existing. Yeah, Piandao is gonna have a million things to grab on that trigger. I don't care about a copy of Zuko's Exile. Our curve's too high right now. That's our, again, I stand by our curve is just a huge problem right now. Probably grab a Reverie Troop because it can Plane Cycle. We just don't have, we need more like things on 2. I've only got 2 more packs to be able to find things. I don't, is this, like, is Deserter's Disciple worth it just as a 2 like, thing? No, I mean, I believe in you. Team Avatar? This is a removal spell that counts our creatures. Bunch of villagers, Zhong. Alright. Zhong Deserters, get in here. You're gonna try and hold the board. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. We're getting better. Our mana base looks nice. Happy about that. That's a 1-drop. I'm probably not playing 2 of those, but... Okay. Mana base looks a lot better. Sokka's probably fine. I'm a little worried about... Like, we're going to be cutting a lot of this red stuff on the bottom end. The red's basically, like, really light here. This is a really weird red-white deck. Because it's not like an aggressive style. It's got a lot more control pieces. We don't have a ton of clues or something like that for keeping card advantage up. I guess we're going to see how this plays. I'm really interested to see where this goes. Alright, let's cut everything. Starting with just stuff I will want no matter what. Firebending Lesson. Sokka. That Secret Tunnel's going to be doing a ton of... Okay. And then we go... Avatar State, Deserters, Team Avatar, White Lotus, Piandao, Storms, you... 1 Rabaru Troop, Fire Nation Attacks, Jet, Poxbearer. Here's something to play early. Am I playing Waterbender's Skin? You 3 are all in here. Secret Tunnel's in here. Plains is going to be a little higher than that. Like this. I only care about 1 island. We already have 2 other sources, and this is tutorable off of Aang's Journey. Aang's Journey can't kick for the shrine, but that's fine. Is this right? 84111111. Okay, and then 3 more cards? Could play Air Nomad's Legacy, but I don't think we have a lot of flyers for that to actually be pumping. I think it's like one of you. Ty Lee is probably fine. Yip pushes over. Like, we can... Yeah, Twin Blades is +1/+1 equip, and it gives double strike on the turn. Thinking about Ty Lee, I'm thinking about water bending. Sorry, Bender's water skin. Thinking about Cat Owl. Thinking about Mongoose Lizard. Double reds a lot, but like that also mountain cycles. Maybe more Rabaroo. Gonna believe in the water bending skin because we have a lot of 4s and 5s. And 11 and 11, huh? We're relying on a lot of kind of larger power rather than... Like, we don't have a lot of mana outlets looking at what we have. This one's hilarious. I think it's one of these 3. Alright. I don't know if this is wide enough for the Gather the White Lotus to be fully successful. It might just be like I go you out, drop this like this. That's 5 sources for 3 cards. We play the Mongoose Lizard as the last card, knowing that we're likely cycling this. This is like 20 lands, though. It's like Waterbending Skin, Aang's Journey are both lands. Try it this way. All right, this is a this is an exciting one. I like seeing a deck that I'm just like I am trying to figure out exactly what we're doing. All right, let's go up against some dude. Sure. Probably cycling this Rabaroo troop. Okay. Ooh, this card's way powerful. Luckily, we can fight it. South Pole Voyager gains life when an ally comes in, and if you play 2, you get to draw a card. Alright, We're gonna play this waterbender skin. Okay, and that draws them a card right there. Ugh. I think we need a board right now. This lets us play Jet if we draw an untapped land. Jet for 3 is enough to knock something out. Jet for 2 is enough to knock out the Voyager, which is clearly the thing, but we can't get it with this. This only hits 3 or greater. Sokka feels like a play that loses us the game if I play it into an empty board where, like, we just can't do anything with it. Especially with, like, a bunch of high-cost creatures. Okay. Well. Yeah. So, path on the Poxbearers. We can't remove that. Oh, and 2 allies. Ugh. Alright. Being able to have a lot of cards that are just 2 allies makes that so much better. Jet, get out of here. We need to get this draw engine out of here as quick as we can. Like, if they keep having that draw engine, we're not coming back from it. So we need to be able to fix that up. 5 cards in hand. We've got a lot of, like, we still have a lot of major plays. We just need to get out from under, like, the aggression that's currently going on. I would like to be able to play Sokka. This is so bad for us. Like, it's we don't have any tricks for keeping up with it right now. O-ring. Okay. Okay. Wait, that's actually really good for us. Hold on. Hold on, I'm super happy about that outcome. Yeah, alright. Yeah, this costs 3, right? Yeah, okay. I actually think we want to go... Plane cycling jailer. Get this out of here. Jet comes back. Get your flyer. Alright. Slowly but surely trying to stabilize. We got Sandbender Storm for a large threat, 4 power or greater. And we've got Fire Nation attacks for a squad. Sokka obviously is going to be really good if we can get down. Giving the menace and the prowess to our entire team. All allies right now. I think the Earth Kingdom Jailer's dead because our opponent has shown a propensity to have a lot of removal. It wouldn't surprise me if they had, like, if they've got 1 or 2 more pieces remaining. Hopefully it's something like Watery Grasp, where they have to spend a lot of mana to get it to work here. Okay, alright. What are we doing here? Okay, alright. We're making a board. I understand. You could... That's the power of being able to do that on, Oh, this is really interesting, actually. Okay. Check this out. Yeah, this is 3, right? Yeah. I'd like to play this as Team Avatar, but, like, I don't think we have the ability to. I think I need to use it as a kill spell on Aang. We're just in a position right now that's really tense. I think Fire Nation attacks is really powerful for us. Alright. Let's see what you got. Okay. Boomer! Alright. Okay. Kyoshi Warriors. We have many Kyoshi Warriors. I think we're gonna full pass here. Yeah, we're just gonna full pass. Leave up the Fire Nation attacks, leave up the Sandbender Storm. Try and just get enough of a board that I feel okay existing on. 3 cards in hand. They drew 1 off this. They have been making pretty consistent land drops. Yeah, Team Avatar is really strong on both sides. Like, right now on this board, we'd be able to attack with, like, Jet as, like, 8 power menace. Anyway. So our opponent has 7 mana on tap. They clearly have something. Yeah? Uh-huh. I do, in fact, know what I would like to draw. Going with Jet? I think it's just Jet. No. It's more than just Jet. It's like this. We are reasonably heavy here. They have a trick, but... Okay, it's a 5/5. You got a double block. The reason I went in with the Zhongzhong's Deserters is because, like, they could block with the 3/3, but they have to put something else in front of it. Okay. 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 I would love to get some of this board out from under our opponent. Okay. 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 Let's hand off you two. Okay? Just discard, draw 2. We're looking for action. Yip, can't kill us because they can't jump the Serpent. They can jump the Kyoshi Warriors for 5. 6 is a pretty nice life total for that. Obviously, another copy of White Lotus on top is pretty huge. We're able to leverage that pretty nicely. Land, 2 cards left. We also still have the Sandbender Storm we could use to get rid of like the Serpent or like a major threat if something big shows up. I'd be pretty happy for that. Okay, well, yeah. Browse. Okay. That's fine. So I can't re-prowess again because I didn't have the mana for the Sandbender Storm until the Firebending resolved. It says Waterbend 4. And I can pay it. Alright. Good luck. Iron Kirkle, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it. We're doing great over here. Alright. This is just as many bodies as you can produce. Lost Days is a very cool card. The Plains Paladin takes the victory. I am so happy that game 1 with this deck was exactly what the deck wanted to do. We got to resolve Sokka. We got to play multiple copies of Gather the White Lotus for 5. We got to just, like, what if we have a menace army of, like, 2/2s and 3/3s? Like, exactly as the deck was built. Like, yeah, White Lotus, finding a second White Lotus on the top of the deck is a lot. And also getting, like, the bonus, you know, it's so many. You can see the extra ally in here, right here. The bonus ally. Thank you, Earth Kingdom Jailer, for getting Jet out of there. It wasn't clear. 15. Oh, sorry, a little bit too much laughing there. Alright, deck's vindicated. We're good from here. We're just playing high impact board slammers. Just keep airbending your FTK. Opponent had some powerful pieces as well. The multiple multi-ally cards with the draw engine was scary as hell. I thought that was a capital P problem. This is a good hand. It doesn't have a lot of plans for the White Lotus, but it has a lot of, like, cards that stick around for us. Removal, ramp. We're able to play with this hand pretty effectively, I think. Sure. I don't think that's worth our shock, and we'll be able to hold it up next turn anyway. Great things are happening. We're drawing planes. These are exactly the cards we want to draw with the White Lotus around, of course. I don't care about shocking this right now. Haven't had a chance to draft this. How's it feeling? Quite good. I've been very happy with it. I think Momo's worth shooting. These are sentences we say a lot. I think we should shoot Momo with fire. I don't want to let them have the mana advantage because a lot of their creatures are going to be flying. Perfect. That's great. All right. Pass it off. We've got a Sandbender Storm. Sandbender Storm on the North Pole Gates is really good because it can draw us multiple cards. If they just play something large, we can eat it. The reason I'm doing it here is because when Earthbend happens, you can, when an Earthbend land goes to the grave, it comes back. So we can sack this to draw a card, and then get it back. Okay. Well, Rabaru Troop, get us in here. Rabaru Troop is nice because that is enough power to block the Wandering Musicians. Important here. Make sure they're not, like, getting large, going wide over our head. We're also going to be at 4 Lotus, which is, I think, the point where I'm fine playing the card. If we draw another Plains, I would hold off for one more turn, but if we don't, another first-time flyer. They don't have a lesson yet, so they're only 1/2s. Less dangerous. Alright, I'm willing to jump, to play White Lotus off this. So we get to jump the Rabaru Troop. It also gains us life. Gonna hold the Pox Bearers, I think. Guess we'll see. I think I'd rather have the North Pole Gates untapped. These are cards. Those are cards I would like to draw, yes, actually. Fan down first, please. Those are absolutely cards I would like to draw, thank you. Thinking if I want to play the... Yeah. I had to think on this. I don't think it's getting in on a future turn here, and it's still enough to... Okay, Invasion Reinforcements, those are still just 1/1s. Our 1/1s trades with their 1/1s. Our Pox Bearers does a nice job. Last card in hand, but they have a clue. So they've got 2 cards, 4 mana, can't crack the gate. The gates are not open. We can crack the gate soon. We also are going to be drawing a nice removal spell for the future. I'm still glad they don't have a lesson. These flyers would be pretty dangerous. Fun thing. Want to know a fun thing with Rabaru Troop? We can jump it at instant speed. You're going to be real excited if we get to do that. Well, never mind. We cannot jump it at instant speed. That's no longer a legal play. That's fine. Rather the Rabaru Troop than the... Piandao. It's true. We can jump it. It gains us life. Because you gain 1 life on landfall with Rabaru Troop, so they want to shuffle it away. The sad thing about shuffling it away is we lose our Earthbending removal spell, but we get to keep Piandao, which is important. Last card in hand, how good is it? A lesson is probably... Oh, okay. Well, it's only 3. That doesn't match us. Very good with the Wandering Musicians. Fire Nation attack. Okay. And now get in there. Okay. Yeah, I'm in. Sokka, let's go. All right. Now we've got prowess. What did you keep around? You had your scry too. What sort of power do you have? Again, the flying is a threat. That's a game ending. Like that is a real ass problem. I'm actually quite scared of the flyers because we're not good at answering those. Yeah. No, like they they put both on bottom. I want to know what they've get. What do they have off this? Oh, all right. I understand. I think this is try to get rid of my board so that Sokka is weaker. I'm going to block everything. If they've got something, they've got something. But we need, because of those first time flyers, we need to be a little aggressive with keeping our life total high. North Pole Gates comes back. This is still pretty good. And they just have a land and a parrot. That's flying. All right. Well, we're all outing. Yeah, all right. That's pretty good. Oh, first strike, right? Parrot goes directly to jail. And the Kyoshi Warriors give us enough of a board that we are super wide. Yep. Okay. Jailbird. Just Sokka handing off menace to your team is so much. Right? Like, especially with us having the ability to create a pretty wide board. Menace on a wide board is dangerous. Oh, God. And this is like... This is a deck that I think Sokka is at, like, 60% power in. Maybe 70. Like, Sokka's doing good, but Sokka can do better. We don't have enough ally makers for me to feel great about it. I'm willing to live dangerously with the Bender water skin in hand. We're on the draw. If we were on the play, I wouldn't. We're on the draw, I will. That's 3 shots instead of 2. Okay. That's our guarantee if we fail to find on 2. I do not like having to play the Aang's Journey on 2. I would really like to be able to do anything else. Alright. Would love to just be able to trade, you know, be able to keep things. Our opponent is Boros aggro rather than Boros. Sure. Yeah, that's Boros aggro. Okay. Let's get that Bender's water skin out. Next turn, we can Aang or Aang's Journey or a couple multitudes. Aang's Journey needs to be an... Ooh, that's a hasty threat. I need 1/1s pretty badly here, huh? That's a great draw. That's an incredible draw right now. Okay. What do we want to do with that? Do I want to play Aang? I kind of do. I know that they discarded a land. I'm still gonna, yeah, we're gonna Aang here. Get your archers out. I can lifelink Aang with Firebending Lesson, and that can get us some life. I know that like we're a little light here with everything. It's a little awkward, but if they're just replaying the archers, that's fine. So discard a card, draw Combustion Man. Okay, they're looking for land 4. Okay, that's fine. I will take 2 here. Yeah. Thinking about how we want to do this. Aang's Journey. Go grab a red. Okay. Sandbender's Storm can kill a 4 if they get a little too rowdy over there. So I pass to you. How rowdy are you getting? Are we starting a riot? If we start a riot... Oh, shit. Okay. Firepower for 3, huh? We're not dead, because I have the shock still, but we are going to have to spend the Firebending Lesson, that's for damn sure. Did not have the read on that one. It doesn't even give them power. Alright, go to 5. So we want a pile of tokens. Okay. That's fine. We can go... Like, we're dead to a burn spell, but, like, if they have a lightning strike, I'm fine with this. We just need to play defense for a little bit. So that is plus damage to opponent or opponent thing an opponent controls. Okay. Okay. What do we got? You're not gonna, like, Scorching Blood me. That'd be really funny if that was your out. Neither of these are lessons. Oh! Yeah! Alright. You got me on that one. Fire a second Hadouken into my face, please. Ultra cooked. Thank you for showing the second one. That's very important, I think. Okay. I'm gonna ask the important question. What's your white doing in here? You look like a mono red deck to me, but goddamn, hoofa. Respect to that aggression. Lightning strike, double lightning strike. Damn, I must be a genius. This hand is fine. We have enough flames to get there. Oh, don't be out here kicking my ass. I don't have time for having my ass kicked. I simply do not have time for Boros aggression. Not even pumping. Damn, they have a 2-drop. Oh no, they've got constructed. Uh-oh. Alright. Okay. Alright. We're in, grab planes, try to get as big a board as possible. So this thing has prowess and firebending X, where X is its power. This child is here to kill. So if they have a lesson, they can make a ton of... God, we are just out the gates. Kyoshi Warriors, help. Kyoshi Warriors, you gotta save my life. Help me, Kyoshi Warriors. They did say the Fire Nation would attack, and well... that does indeed seem to be happening. Do you have a shock for my 1-1? Please don't have a shock for the 1-1. I need to draw planes of everything. They're gonna shock my 1-1. Yeah, and then... so that turns on the prowess, that turns on the Fire Nation cadets. They get 5 mana on this attack, that lets them fire breathe a bunch. Or maybe they just play like +2 damage with a faded firebending. Okay. We're not even running them out of cards because they're just doing everything on like 0 mana. God, okay. I would like these cards, actually, yes. Give me Firebending Lesson so I can play that with Aang next turn. I know the other one gains life, but I need Aang plus a shock in order to not be dying here. We can try. So they've got minimum 6 mana on this attack. If you're attacking with just those 2, I'll double block on Fire Nation cadets. Unless you're killing my Fire Nation, my bodies here. Yeah. Use your removal spell. We need to burn your tricks. There's no other way out of this. Alright. Aang. Get this firebending student out of here. I know we can pick up the Kyoshi Warriors, but we just don't have time to do that. Somebody please send help. Alright, how many more kill spells do you have in hand? Another one or two? I think if you kill Aang here, we lose. Regardless of what the top of our deck looks like. Alright. Fire Nation Cadets, get out of here, please. Okay. That's a start. Alright, Aang is gonna block one of the 1/1s because of the lifelink and trying to keep the body. I know we could die, but like... oh, okay. Well, yeah. Bender's skin, razor rings keep us alive? Huh? Alright, game 3, go to 5. You don't have a single thing that's targetable by this, huh? Oh boy. You played one 3-drop and it's dead. None of you are we can't get any of you in jail. Yeah, that's lethal. They're playing like 14 land aggro over there, and it's the most back-breaking thing in the world. You don't need cards casting more than like 2. It's pretty straightforward. Alright. That's the Boros aggro. The moment I saw the firebending student, I was just like, oh boy. If we had the 6th land, being able to airbend our Kyoshi warriors would have been nice to get enough of a board to try to fight back. Alright, give me an opponent who isn't, like, biting and chomping and biting and biting and chomping and biting and biting. And chomping and chomping and chomping, chomping, chomping and chomping and chomping, chomping. Yeah, I'll keep this. We don't have creatures, which is awkward. But, like, we have razor rings, and this is nothing, actually. This isn't a removal spell. All we need bodies. That's fine. You got it. Okay. Oh, oof. You know, okay, whatever. We'll discard Team Avatar in this hand, I think. Alright. And as long as our opponent plays anything that could go to jail. Even the ruffians gotta go to jail. And a farm animal. Farm animals, a disenchant. We've seen a lot of opponents with something to hit with the disenchant, even if it's just like a path to redemption. You gotta stop. Alright. That's fine, we're gonna keep Jet. They've got their own farm animals. Okay. Well. We can play Jet on 3 next turn. Blasting. Okay, that can get rid of the Earth Kingdom Jailer next turn. gonna blast it. Okay. Can't believe that the boar elk bird oxes got into the jelly. Yeah, all right. That is enough. No. I don't believe that play at all. Oh, crap. Okay. Hold on, I believe that play. Alright. That's a problem. So now Iroh can hand over... This is the second time I've seen Redirect Lightning do anything. I've seen it work against the pacifism. Alright. Empty-handed on both sides. That's fine, I don't actually care about that. Like, the water skin isn't doing anything real for us. We have all our colors. If they want to hand us lands, that'd be good. Modifin, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it. 100 is a big number, you're right. Are we handing off a land? Oh, boy. No, we're not. Okay. Oh. No, we've been blightening a ton. We've had to discard every card we've drawn, and now we're on top deck. We're eating the food because Iroh makes bigger bodies with the food. Ooh. Okay. Get out of here. Okay, fine. I'm gonna wait to draw that card because our opponents played so much discard. I don't want to, like, draw a card into Corrupt Court Official. Okay. I want them to start handing us lands for bodies on Iroh. I want them to start doing that. Nope, okay. Alright, 12 apiece. 3 3s versus 3 3s. Iroh's the difference. Iroh's no longer the difference. Currently, we are the one ahead, and we have Secret Tunnel. If they're able to kill the Earth Kingdom Jailer, things get pretty bad because, like, they get a body back. But until they can do that, we demonstrate that we're even. I'd like to keep the South Pole gates if possible. Okay. That's a hasty 2-2. 3-turn clock, V3-turn clock. They're now the ones winning on the clock. Let's draw and see if we can't find... There we go. That significantly changes things. For one, next turn, Secret Tunnel has 2 3/3s to make unblockable. Which, that's game. So they have to win right now. If that card is not a kill spell for our 3/3s... Well... Secret Tunnel. Secret Tunnel. And die. I remembered how it ended. Thank you. What a fight. Like, they hit us with a bunch of, it's like the lightning and such, and then we had just this, like, really... That was a fun one. I'm glad that was not just, like, straight Boros. They had some... Like, the black actually had some really interesting power on it. The redirect lightning was hilarious for stealing Jet. I think that card's nifty. I don't know if it's good, but it's certainly, like, unexpected and powerful. Yeah. I'll keep this. I know it's a little heavy. But we've got pox bearers to bear the burden. And a jailer. This card's won a lot of games. Love to put my opponent's parrots in jail. That bird is a pirate. Yo, is that a 4/4? Yo, does that creature have 4 power? Also, look at this thing. That would have made this parrot... By the way, lizard bird pirate, that would have been a 5/5 attacking. just putting that one out there. Ooh, when this vehicle dies, create a clue. Okay. Well, guess what? We have an incredible play for today. It's Sokka. And guess who doesn't have 2 blockers? Uh-huh. Get in there. They are just they're just looking at everything like, what is happening? There's no way this is real. And they're gone. They don't want any more. We're done. We're leaving. This is over. I'm out. This is bullshit. Here's 95 reasons why. Like... Yeah, changelings don't get the human boost on there. Like, there is a single werewolf card that strips human off of it, and I wonder if that's the reason why, for it plus changelings, but that seems like such a, like, ridiculous 3-card combo. Maybe they just don't want you thinking about it. I think that's a fine combo to exist outside of standard, is the bit there, but it is very funny, because, like, I think the real thing is, what is the answer to the question, right? If it didn't have a cap, how many +1/+1s does a changeling get? if you remove human from it. Like, how many unique creature types are there in the game of Magic? -1. And is it like 427? Place your bets, slay the spire it, you know, like, Ginky. Sure, I'm in. We got removal interaction. We obviously want to draw into a red source, but that's fine. Every set seems to come with like 2 or 3 unique ones. You know, Final Fantasy came with, oh boy, we are, okay. That's fine. I think it's Ward 1. Well, I'm gonna bop it. I don't want this to stick around. It's a little bit scary of a card as it goes on. But yeah, like, Final Fantasy had Moogle and Q. I kind of wish that was a 5th land for Piandao here instead of nothing. As of Duskmorn, it broke 300. Okay. So it's probably like 310. Assuming like 2 creatures, new creature types a set. Pass on 4. Alright. Okay. I don't like giving them a clue, but I also think I need to take action. Okay, that's fine. Slow, but fine. We'll get the job done. Get Sokka off the table, and Sokka is draw a card on attack. The reason I want to get this off the table is, like, I don't want them pumping easily. Let's bop Sokka. Let's see what happens. Okay. So they get their draw. We get our Piandao next turn. I'm sorry. What is this? I need you to... I have questions. So this doesn't get tapped. Oh my god, they were off color. Literal. Okay. Piandao in. Give me that jailer. It's black even, so like they're not on. That's not even Aang. Aang doesn't have black as final color. Like, you just play a forest rather than the swamp. That's fine. Okay. Earth King. Okay. Earth King's very powerful. Because this is a 4-drop that comes with a 4/4 and a 2/2. Shrines? Shrines is possible, that's true. I think Piandao in, and then make plays based off that. I'm probably cycling this and then making some plays. Aang? Yeah, Aang is really good here. Aang to bounce the bear. Sorry, Bosco. Oh, we showed them the egg and they just immediately left. Oh. Well, because they know exactly what the next play is. It's bounce the bear, which makes the Earth King so much worse. But this is one of the most powerful pieces of airbending, by the way. Airbending, if I airbend the Earth King, that's horrible for us because, like, they get to play it for 2 and then get a 4/4. But airbending on tokens, incredibly valuable. Airbending lesson, the spell is very good for that as well as being like an instant speed disruption. Being able to like bounce Earth Kingdom Jailer. I think that's an instant, right? I'm gonna pull up airbending lesson. It is an instant. Okay, yeah. Like, because say like I attack, they could like flicker the Earth Kingdom Jailer, get this back, and be able to block. Airbending is also doing some like really funny, interesting stuff in constructed. Okay. This draft rules. This draft is so good. Airbends. You know what? Airbends your merit lage. Side quest. Raise a chocobo. I'm gonna take a short detour to talk about some weird stuff about airbending and constructed. The card I need to come to take a look at. That's that ain't gonna do it. Try again, Jones. Yeah, we're not on an ass venture. So the card we're looking at is Bramble Familiar. And Bramble Familiar is a 2-mana 2/2 that taps for green and has this 7-mana adventure. Get his ass venture. Don't know the group chat name. I'm beat. But Fetch Quest here costs 7 and says mill 7 cards, put a creature, enchantment, or land from them into play. So you can use that to like cheat in large nonsense, you know, if you can play that for 7. But the way Adventure works is that Adventure in Exile has... You may cast this card as an adventure after you do exile it. You may cast the card later. All of that's in the adventure text. So, if this is put there by an ability that isn't adventure, you can cast either side as normal. This means you can, you know, if you have a Bramble Familiar in play, you could go ahead and use Airbender's Reversal, pay 2 to airbend it, then play it from on the other side for 2 mana rather than 7. Getting to do silly nonsense. You also could, if you have things that airbend non-creatures, you can airbend, an Overlord. Is another, like, fun way to break around airbending. I think it's sweet because there's still, like, it's not free. There are... Doc can make some of these things free. But, like, there's a lot of moving parts, and I feel like it's more, like, of a value, interesting combo piece. I think it's cool. Especially because you can disrupt it by just shocking a 2/2. With the Badger Cub, if you shock a 2/2, then they play another one, and you just, like, kind of keep going. I'm keeping this. We know that there's a lot of red in the deck, and I have Kyoshi Warriors. I'm sure our opponent isn't coming for my blood, right? Right? Like, what are the odds of the opponent's coming for my blood? Okay. Well. Airbending a warp? Yeah, that's another way of doing things. Didn't mention it, but that is a good thing to think of. Water drop. Alright, I want to wait on Secret Tunnel because of White Lotus. White Lotus for 3 is going to be fine here. If we can get 4, that's great. The Scry into a red source might be good. But just having the boulder. I'm going to get this off the table. The problem with it is that there's a lot of cards that get turned off. Yeah. 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 Come on in. Sure, glider kids. Scry 1. We're having a day over here. It's good. They might be playing this just as a sack draw. Or a splash for Toph. Something like that. If the boulder attacks, I'm not gonna... I don't think I'm gonna block. I don't know. I know I can replace the board, but like... Is that fine? Probably is, actually, thinking about it. Nah. Nah, we're good. I had to think about it, and I'd rather use razor rings. Okay. Oh my god, because they don't control a 4-power creature. Yeah, okay. That's very funny. 2 cards left. Sweet. We going deep. Okay. Now this is an awkward question. Do I keep Sokka on top? I'm gonna bet. Because I think with Avatar State in hand, if we draw the mountain, we win on the spot. I think Sokka would agree. Sokka's very smart. Sokka's very good at planning. That's why Sokka's the tactician we're calling up. I am going for it because of our board state saying I think we win immediately with Enter the Avatar State and that. Okay, that's bad, but it's tapping out for it, so it's not that bad. Like, you're just hitting me for... Yeah, you draw a card. You tapped out to +2/+2, draw a card. I'm fine with that outcome. Okay. So they draw cards off of this glider kid. That's a problem. That's the real thing that this gets, is like card draw off of allies. But we do have Enter the Avatar State as like a, if we don't have red mana, as a way to just go Hadouken and try to like get another turn. Okay, we lose a token for this. That's fine. Okay, that's a lot of bodies. Let's just draw the red and make it over. Okay, that's not a red. Hawks. Top 8. Oh boy. Put a creature or land from top 8 in the hand. How bad is this gonna be? Problem is, I think I'm gonna have to spend Avatar State. Is it Toph? Yeah, it's Toph. Okay, this is the card I thought they were splashing for. Was Toph? Okay. Okay, what do we want to do here? I can jump and eat Aang. I lose my Sokka activation for that. I don't think I can win on the spot with the Sokka activation, so we have to play a little longer. Gains us some life, stops their lifelink. I know it draws them a card, but, like, we know what they're playing. It's Toph here. I think we need... Yeah, Earthbend 2 end step. Okay. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Trying and saving my life. Oh no, flying. That's the end of the game. Okay, alright, alright. We made a bet. We lost on it. That's the nature of a bet. Yeah, because without that glider, I think we can just chump block enough and try to get through. Artifact land. You can turn it into a creature. Okay, perfect. I liked all of those. Yeah, because, like, the bet was, like, I know it's, like, 3 mountains and then a couple red sources and Bender Skin and Aang's Journey, which is probably too low for that bet. But it was so directly, like, we win on the spot if we land it. That's why I was willing to gamble. And we're still at 5 wins. So, happy with that outcome. Let's go ahead and grab some packs. Crack some packs. And call it for now. Good draft. Very fun one. The White Lotus sorcery is really something. The pile of 1/1s have a lot of ways, even not in our deck, things like Wandering Musicians to, like, pay them off in a lot better way. And, like, just being able to, like, go wide with that board, even as just a bunch of 1/1s, does a lot. So, Tundra Tank. Katara I talked about earlier. Katara is very powerful for being a mirror entity. You play Katara and then, like, the waterbending. You probably have 5 mana because you played Katara, so 5/5 your team is a way to end the game very quickly. Hadoka's very good. Any of these Future Sight style cards are always very powerful, but Hakoda, said that reversed. Hakoda here. Hakoda here also has, like, anti-board wipe if there's, like, a Wrath coming. Hadoka Magica, indeed. Hakoda, yeah. The anti-Wrath tech is also really nice here. Suki, God, Suki is so powerful. Again, another card that pays off the 1/1s. Look at this. We're just opening every card that pays off the White Lotuses, huh? But, like, this also, like, if your opponent trades with anything, you get a 1/1, which is a 2/1. If you bounce anything, you get just sack. This Suki goes off on leaves play on your turn, which is just going to happen because, like, combat occurs, you know? You're attacking with, like, any 2/1. Foggy Swamp Visions is not a limited card. Suki may be one of the strongest cards in the set. I think Earth King, Suki, and is Aang, Blue-White Aang, is that a rare? I think those are the most powerful, like, draft cards I can think of. This card is incredibly cool and constructed. That's a very, nifty bit. Oh, the Raven's another one I've seen that, like, just does everything. Makes clues a ton of times. Like, is very good for that. I know I've played with, any deck that can use, Lieutenant. It's not the Earth King's Lieutenant. But yeah, not a limited card, but an incredibly cool constructed card for, like, rebuy comes into play effects. Mechanist is also very wild. This first effect on a non-creature, Prowess Make a Clue. Prowess Make a Clue is incredibly powerful alone. But Prowess Make a Clue, and also those clues can be 3/1s, like offensively and defensively. Like, just wild stuff. Iroh's sweet. You can respond to handing off the food by sacking it so it gets less counters, but in a late game scenario, if you get to the point where it's like, all right, start handing you lands because we're even, that's terrifying, because then it's like Iroh's making 2/2s, 3/3s, 4/4s. Even worse if they can hand you junk, right? Like, if there's, like, some junk permanents they can hand off that, like, are no longer text, lingering enchantments or artifacts. Sakashima Judy, the no legend rule clone, of course. This is Sakashima, partner Sakashima, not Sakashima, Kamigawa Sakashima. They're basically the same card, except there's some minor differences. This one has partner. Anyway. Like the goof that T-Iroh's just a citizen. You hand off Zuko with only the last choice to hand it back, so they lose 2 life and hand it back to you. There's some fun bits in there. This set's very good. If you haven't checked it out, like, drafting it, if it's been, like, I would recommend giving it a whirl, because it's a very fun draft format. As we've seen, we had a deck with a lot of holes in the early game and a lot of haymakers in the late game, which meant we were elementally weak to the Boros decks that ate us alive. But we got to have a lot of fun against a lot of different opponents. Yeah, a lot of cool flavor on a lot of cool cards. I like the double and triple ups on Legends, where, like, you get to see them throughout their growth as characters. You know, Uncle Iroh on, early as this noble of the Fire Kingdom. Iroh in Book 2 as our humble tea shop owner. And Iroh, the leader of the the White Lotus, who just is a beatdown. Very cool stuff. Anyway. So, that's going to be it. So, yeah, thank you all for joining. If you want to catch more, you can always follow, see when I go live. Yeah, let's see, weekdays 7 Central is the normal go live time. Slay the Spire will be the back to next week here, but Magic will be on Mondays. Tuesdays is Trails in the Sky, second chapter. Wednesday, we're doing Dragon Quest Caravan Heart Singular. And Thursday, we're in between. We just finished Yakuza 7, Like a Dragon Quest. Next week, we have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Limited thing we're going to be doing, and then we're going to be starting Little Town Hero in a couple weeks. So, yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Follow, subscribe. But if you're just here having a good time, that's great. Appreciate it. You know, do appreciate the subs from Bodafin, from Arn Kerkel, from Anthony Carnstrom. All great. But yeah. Thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.